Came here to do my review. Been listening to the albums. I'm not listening to the albums on here. UMG is blocking niggas, getting niggas copyright strikes. I'm not fucking around. So I'm gonna give y'all my review, and I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna go through the other albums, and I'm gonna save Iceman for last. Um, yeah, I'm gonna save Iceman for last. So I checked out all of these albums. I listened to Iceman about 5 times all the way through so far. So I'm gonna give y'all that. Maid of Honor, I've listened to that. And through 2 listens, I get this a 7 out of 10. Um I like I know it's gonna be good for other people, but there's some songs on here I don't care for. Cheetah Print. I don't like that outside tweaking song like that. Um, the songs I do like are Stuck, Goose and the Juice, Princess, Q&A, BBW. Whole Phase is nice too. Out of the 14 tracks, see, one, two. I like I like 12 out of the 14 tracks, 11 out of the 14 tracks. Yeah. Um, it's 3 misses on here for me, but I see what he was trying to do though. But I gave it a 7 out of 10. Unbiased reaction. I'm a Drake fan, OG Drake fan since 2007, but I'm also an unbiased Drake fan, and I gave this a 7 out of 10. I think it was a good album. I think it was good for what it does and everything like that. I think this is the more like honestly never mind type of album where he blending a lot of genres. He got like the honestly never mind shit going on this album, the island vibe. So I gave this one a 7 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good. Um, but this is probably my least favorite out of the three. Maid of Honor. So I gave that a 7 out of 10. I like what he was trying to do. I like the mixing the genres. If you don't know me, I like all genres of music. All genres of music. So I gave that Maid of Honor a 7 out of 10. Now we're going into the Habibti, the Habibti track. I mean the Habibti album. The Habibti album was mostly R&B. The intro was horrible. I don't know what Drake was doing on the intro. I'm a huge Drake fan. He could have just talked over the intro. I don't know what he was doing in the intro, but WNBA slaps. Slap the City, classic Drake vibes. High Five, classic Drake vibes. HUD not there. I don't know what his infatuation is with Sexy Red. I like Drake part, but Sexy could no. I'm Spent. That's a miss for me. Classic is the best song on this album. Classic is the best song on Habibti. No cap. The 90s Drake, 90s R&B Drake, best best song on here. Uh so on this one I got two. I got actually three. The intro, Her Not There, and I'm Spent. So I like 8 out of the 11 tracks. But I really like the 8 tracks though. I get this at 8.5 out of 10 because the tracks that I did really like were very quality for me. You know what I'm saying? Fort Worth with Party Next Door, they don't miss. Prioritizing the production on that was amazing. I like Drake's vocals on that. So I gave this a 8.5 out of 10. Habibti. I think that was really good. I think that was probably my second favorite one. Um yeah, like I said, classic, White Bone, and prioritizing is probably my favorite three. No, classic, White Bone, and High Fives is probably my three favorite tracks from here. And then honorable mention, Slap the City. But yeah, NBA, Slap the City, High Fives, Classic, Gen 5, White Bone, Fort Worth, and Prioritizing were all ads for me. Hunting Out There, I just don't know his what's the name is with Sexy Red. I'm gonna go back and listen to I'm Spent because I kind of it was growing on me a little bit. But yeah, right now I say since I like Drake part on Hunting Out There, I say yeah 8.5 out of 10 for me. Like I said, full tracks that I don't like is the intro, which I guess that don't really count, but it do count the intro, which is not really a full song. It's 10 songs on here. I only don't like two. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I get at that. So I gave Maid of Honor 7 out of 10. I gave Habibti 8.5 out of 10. Now we get to the main course, which is Iceman. A lot of you know what they do. I'm gonna show y'all something, bro. I'm gonna show y'all something. Y'all know when Drake's albums first drop, they say it's trash, right? And I know a lot of you probably watching think it's trash. This is what they were saying about Take Care, and most people today think Take Care is his best. This is what they were saying about Take Care. He posted this. He said, "I agree with the review. Drake lost some respect. I agree with the review. Drake lost some respect with this one. My opinion, he should have had backdated the release date and done a better CD. I think this album was weak, repetitive, boring at times, nothing new, nothing exciting, same old, blah. Too much singing for me. I'm obviously a gangster, so don't fuck around. It's a solid album, but I'm not convinced it's album of the year. Nah, Carter 4 easier better than this trash. Thank Me Later better than Take Care. Features went harder on Thank Me Later. Classic verses from all of them. The rapping was better and the track had to be skipped. Take Care had a few I don't really like. Good album, but not great. So this is what was being said about Take Care. Take Care is still top three rap albums sold right now. This came out in 2011. It's 2026. It's still selling 28 to 30,000 a week, and a lot of people think it was his best album. So that's why I don't listen to y'all when y'all start talking about Drake album the first week, because y'all did the same thing with this. They did the same thing with Nothing Was the Same, Views, Scorpion. If you reading this, is too late. Y'all do this with every album. So how can I like? I don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to sit with this shit. Sit with it and then tell me if you don't like it after you sat with it. Fine. But this shit right here, this let me know. Like, I remember when this shit was out. That's the crazy thing. I remember when they were saying this about Take Care, and I couldn't understand then, just like I don't understand now. Um, so my review for Iceman is I love Make Them Cry. I love the openness, the vulnerability he came up with, but I also love the accountability that he took and a little bit of growing up that he has been doing. That has been a knock on Drake. Needs to grow up, needs to, you know what I'm saying, talk about more serious issues and things like that and open up, which I think he did on this track. I definitely think he did. So Make Them Cry, I think that was one of his best intros in a few years. I think that's better than Virginia Beach. It's up there with Champagne Poetry. Might be a little bit past it, but I think that was great. Dust, fire. Straight up fire. Production, his flow on there, fire, bro. Few bars, few shots. Whisper My Name, bro. The songs that I love on here, that's a 10 out of 10 for me, is Make Them Cry, Whisper My Name, Make Them Pay, National Treasure, Plot Twist, Too Hard for the Radio, Make Them Remember, Firm Friends, and Make Them Know. Them is all 10 out of 10s. Now, 9, 8, or 8 out of 10s, Janice, Shut the Fuck Up, Dust are both 9 out of 10s for me. Ran to Atlanta is an 8 out of 10 for me. Shebang, 9 out of 10. Burning Bridges, 8.5 out of 10. Bees on the Table is a song I don't really care for. but I love Drake rapping on there. Lil Birdie, I get at a 7 out of 10, but I like Drake's flow on there. I like the song though, but Don't Worry, it's cool, but I think he could have did without that song. So if I would Firm Friends, I think that's probably one of my favorite lyrical tracks he got on there. I think that's very underrated. And then Make Them Know. Come on now. The only I give Iceman a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason I don't give it a 10 is because B's on the table. I don't like the hook on that. Ran to Atlanta grew on me a whole lot. That was a miss for me at first, but I kept listening to it over and over and over again and hearing it and seeing how yeah. So for me it's a 9.5 out of 10. I think this is his best album since Scorpion. I definitely think it's better than his last two albums. I really can't compare it to the joint album because that was an R&B album, but I definitely think his best. This is definitely better than his last two albums. That's for sure, and that's saying something. Being 16 years in the game, like if it was his worst album, then I'd be worried. I definitely think this is better than COB and For All the Dogs for sure. Those two, we can kind of argue about anything else, but this is his best album since Scorpion. And I think Joe Budden said it sounded like Scorpion Jr. It gives me Nothing Was the Same as Scorpion vibes. Like I'm back for retribution, like I'm really locked in, like I'm really secluded. But it also gives me, you know what I'm saying? It also gives me that lyrical, introspective shit too on here. Like I think he's mixing a lot of the old Drake with the new Drake. And what people have to understand is this man is not the same person he was 15 years ago, 10 years ago, not even 2 years ago. He's not the same person no more. If you looking for that old Drake, go listen to old songs. Go listen to old Drake songs. That's not him no more, bro. And maybe you've outgrown his music, and that's fine. That is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it is what it is, bro. Over time, people change. They do. But those is my rankings for the albums. You know what I'm saying? Whether you agree with them or not, whether you call me whatever you're gonna call me in in the chat or whatever. Maid of Honor, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Habibti, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. And Iceman, a true honest reaction, and I've listened to it 5 times straight through all the songs. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Definitely, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. And Bees on the Table is the only one that really knocks it off of me. Like that's the only one that really knocks it off of me. I can't believe some people don't like plot twists, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Cause I gave CLB, I listened to CLB 3 or 4 times. I gave that an 8 out of 10. I gave For All the Dogs a 7 out of 10. That's probably my lowest rated Drake solo album. For All the Dogs. I gave that a 7 out of 10. I thought his rapping on this was way better. Now he had better R&B shit, but he dropped 3 albums, so I can't really say nothing. You know what I'm saying? He dropped the whole R&B joint, but I think his rapping on this was way better than For All the Dogs. Outside of what 8 a.m. in Charlotte and Away from Home, if you throw 8 a.m. in Charlotte and Away from Home on here, and take off Don't Worry and Lil Birdie, and throw 8 a.m. in Charlotte and Away from Home on here, bruh, this album would be even better. But another reason is he used a lot of flows that I haven't heard from him before. The shebang flow, the Janet shut the fuck up flow, the Randall Atlanta flow, Burning Bridges flow. Yeah, he didn't. National Treasure. So he got about 4 or 5 flows on this album that I haven't heard him use, and then he got his classic flows on like the Make Them Pay, Make Them Remember, Make Them Know, Make Them Cry. Those tracks, he got his classic Drake flow on there. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I really appreciate him for just getting everything off his chest. Whether people gonna call it a victim rap, whether they gonna say he crying, he can't let the beef go. Man, this is the first studio album he has dropped in what 3.5 years, bro. And it's the first studio album by himself that he dropped since the beef. Y'all didn't think he was gonna talk about that on Sexy Songs for You, did you? Come on now. Drake was smart. He took his time with this album, and then he dropped 2 more. You don't have to like nothing he doing or nothing what's going on with him. But what I do know is that you may not like it, but that don't mean other people in the world don't. So these is my unbiased reactions. You can think what you want to think, but like, share, subscribe, man. I'm out. Peace.